John Hunter Nemechek, now being scored in 32nd with 64 laps to go.
Meaning that 30 laps are complete. Matt Crafton still showing the way using that bottom line of the racetrack. That has been the fast way around hitting your truck right at the bottom of the racetrack. Double yellow lines keep you from going out of bounds. And right there. Top three, 63 laps to go, Joe.
Today's race, of course, the Fred's 250, powered by Coca-Cola, and Teresa Gabor is with us now. She's the Senior Vice President of Merchandising for Fred's. Good to have you with us on a beautiful day in Talladega.
Thank you. What a great day. What a great event. We are so proud to partner with Coca-Cola and sponsor this race today.
Your customers, apparently big NASCAR fans. It's obvious to see how it comes together.
Absolutely. We're not only right in the heart of race country, but we're also right in the heart of Fred's and Coca-Cola country, and we really appreciate all the race fans out there.
All right, well, let's tell everybody that doesn't know exactly what Fred's is, and where they can go to experience it.
Over 60% of those have a pharmacy. As you notice, we have a new logo. We are Fred's Pharmacy now, so we're looking to serve both our customer and our new patients.
We see a lot of Fred's signage here at the racetrack. How about in your stores? Do you see a lot of NASCAR items on display in your stores?
We do. We have a huge NASCAR following, and we actually activated this race in our stores in July and gave our customers a chance to win one of 200 prize packages to today's event. So, again, we want to congratulate all of our winners out there today.
All right, Teresa, thanks so much for your involvement here at Talladega Super Speedway. Hope to see you again next year.
Thank you. Absolutely.
All right, Teresa Gabor, Senior Vice President of Merchandising for Fred's, sponsor of today's race, the Fred's 250, powered by Coca-Cola.
That holds the foot down for Daniel Everett may have busted loose, and now Everett painstakingly slowed down pit road. What's the issue there?
Yeah, it looks like it is a hook pin, and they are actually taking a drill to it. So I'm not sure that it's a hook pin. Both of them look like they were intact. Maybe the hole is punched out of it. Right now they're going to put some duct tape over it on the front of the truck. But the lid pins, when it went by me, were both intact on the front of that truck. So something broke as far as maybe one of the pins sheared off, or maybe the holes actually got punched out, and now they're making sure that they're fastened in. Put some high-speed duct tape over the nose of this truck as well to make sure that hood stays down when he's and everyone else can come in at about 15 laps, and then they'll maybe get a chance to cycle back around. They're back on the speedway now, and now looking at a high-speed replay. In fact, one of the hook pins was out of the truck. It was just attached by the safety cable that puts it there, but it was the left front hook pin out of that truck.
All right, Postman, it got even worse because he was too fast. Coming to pit road, obviously anxious to get in, take care of the problem, because he had a really fast truck. He's been in the top 10 all afternoon.
And he was just riding. I mean, that's just, Ryan, how do you, mentally, as a driver, how do you overcome that? You know you've got a good truck. You know you're just out there logging laps, and all of a sudden you see the hood starting to bounce around. You know you got to bail out of the lead package.
Panic in that situation. You want to get to pit road as quickly as possible. You don't want your whole hood flying up over your windshield to where you can't see anything, and that really damages a truck when a heavy hood hits your roof. So that's just unfortunate. He wanted to get to pit road as quick as he can, and unfortunately it cost him. Hopefully he can catch a couple cautions and get back on the lead lap.
Matt Crafton still shows the way over John West Townley, Ben Kennedy, Timothy Peters, and Matt Tift. 35 laps are complete, 59 laps to go. You know, we talked at the start of the broadcast about the young guys out there, the inexperienced guys. Probably by this point in the race, what do you think, Ryan Blaney, starting to feel maybe a little bit of comfort, or is that possible?
Yeah. Trouble off of turn number 4. One truck quite sleuths it hard into the inside wall, nearly head on. It's the Terry Jones truck.
Goes to the truck into the inside safer wall.
That will put us under the caution flag for only the second time here this afternoon. It comes out on lap number 36. Again, though, Kyle, just a single truck incident.
And hard to believe for the second time here this afternoon at Talladega, a single truck incident, this involving Terry Jones, was to the inside of the racetrack. Not sure if he had help or just lost the air of that truck off of turn number 4 when that 33-degree banking goes away to a nearly none onto the tri-oval, and then on the straightaway connecting turn 4 from the tri-oval. Truck broke loose, did a long sliding spin into the inside wall. Heavy damage. He tried to drive away, but the truck, just a couple of yards later, gave up the ghost.
All right, so another caution flag coming out as Terry Jones gets a couple on if drivers actually get to a comfort level this far into the race.
Yeah, you start to get a little bit comfortable. That's an unfortunate rate for Terry Jones, but as you get running in this race, things kind of calm down towards the middle part of it. You guys start riding on the bottom, and it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable if it's your first time here. So we were just saying that, and then there was another single car wreck, which was good. Everyone's doing a great job in avoiding wrecks today, but you just start to get comfortable, and then there's something like that happens, and they double them up, and you have to restart again. But yeah, I think some of these guys who have been here for the first time, I think they're finally starting to get comfortable, relaxed, and a little bit more confident.
So that's the story as we are at lap number 36, and our under caution after Terry Jones spun and hit the wall off turn 4.
Second caution of the day happens lap number 36. Terry Jones into the wall. So again, second caution flag of the day. It does benefit John Hunter Nemechek because he was the one that brought out the first caution of the day, spinning around there and had to go in and get some new tires so he gets the free pass. It's a benefit for him.
It also helps out another driver, Daniel Hemrick, who had to just come down, do the pass-through penalty after coming to pit road, having an issue. Then he had to, was speeding on pit road, had to come back through. That saves him from going down yet another lap.
Sprint vision screens around the track and a push right there coming off of turn number 4. And you can see all the tires blocked up there for a minute. Now he's going to see if he can maybe get it rolling. Not going to happen. Hits the wall at a very close angle to being almost head on. At that point in time, pretty much have lost control. You're along for the ride here. So Terry Jones bringing out the caution here at Talladega Superspeedway.
That's where David Ellison started it. So at the
Down, same for Dan.
Race cars down here to these super speedways, and Ford's been a big part of giving us great horsepower for these racetracks. So I'm excited to see what we have single car qualifying, and hopefully we can qualify what we did in the first race here this year. I think we were third and ran up front all day. So people talk about it's not really a big deal where you qualify these things, but it definitely makes you a little bit more confident, gets you a pit stall, and that kind of just makes everything smoother for the race.
Tell us a little bit about the process of practice. Yesterday we had 2 sessions for you guys, about 55 minutes apiece, and we didn't see a whole lot of action during that practice. What do you guys typically look for? What are you looking for during those sessions?
Certain teams want to do certain things. Since we don't take any chances, we just did a couple runs with our teammates, Brad, Joey, and then a couple single car runs, just to try out some different packages to see if you can make your car a little bit faster and things like that. But other teams will go out in a big pack and kind of see other cars in the draft, but maybe.
All right, follow the action. Home qualifying this afternoon, 4 Eastern time, right here on the Motor Racing Network. But right now, Kim Kuhn, it is time for pit stops.
Yeah, Joe, these racetracks wheeling down pit road. Johnny Sauter will stop in his box. They're going to hang 2 tires on the racetrack, take a tear off as well as fuel. Tyler Reddick is saying he's right on the radio of Ford. They're going to put fuel again, 2 tires on that machine. Brandon Jones, 2 tires of fuel as well. That car runs the racetrack. So you know, once he steps out, there is no concern for speed a little bit earlier before that caution. We saw it
Sauter's truck on the right side of John West Townley's truck. But Timothy Peters' team got him down and away with a 2-tire change. He was the first off the pit lane, Steve Post.
Yeah, down here we have Matt Crafton take 2 tires and Sunoco Racing Fuel. So it's a 2-tire stop. Right side that was for Matt Crafton. Also saw 2 tires go on Cameron Haley's car. Brad Keselowski was in, Daniel Hemrick. They continue to work on that automobile, patching up the front end of it. Christopher Bell took 2 tires as well. So looks like 2 tires, the predominant call here in the midsection of pit road. Sunoco Racing Fuel, and this does make it so that these teams can make it on one more stop here to the 94 lap distance.
Eric Jones, if you remember, back in 24th, he was the 4th one off of pit road. No tires for that team, just fuel only. So a quick pit stop for Eric Jones.
Kind of interesting to see 2 trucks collide on pit road as large as this pit road is. Ryan Blaney, you can understand it next week at Martinsville, where you can barely get 1 truck down pit lane, but there's so much room here. How can that happen?
And it's just a combination of spotter, crew chief, and driver. You know, that communication has to be there. And different teams have different ways of doing it. Usually my spotter will say, you know, and just that communication wasn't there.
John West Townley back in 28, Jordan Anderson 29th, Daniel Hemrick still being shown 2 laps down. He's in 30th. Out of the race, Terry Jones and Jennifer Jo Cobb under caution. Lap 41, we've got 53 to go.
So I've been under caution now for about 6 laps and changes up the top of the center 60 meters back down front to Crafton, Jones, Sauter, Arizona, Washington. They bring us hard off the line. Unfortunately, got a couple. Then trying to get that solid down so that they can run the rest of the race there. Otherwise, it looks to be fine. As far as what we have seen otherwise, we're just kind of keeping an eye on some of the other trucks here and see where we get.
And now they're side by side. Side by side, Matt Crafton, Johnny Sauter, a couple of teammates racing for that second position, although not for long. Here comes the outside line creeping forward. Matt Crafton trying to get a fender up alongside. Won't do it. Now he'll race for second.
Timothy Peters to the top spot. Johnny Sauter goes side by side with Matt Crafton for that second spot. Inside lane will advance, move Sauter into that runner-up position. Then they're nose-to-nose for third with Raymond Jones down on the inside of Matt Crafton.
Timothy Peters is exactly where he was 43 laps ago in Arizona. He's got Sauter this time. Here comes Matt Crafton to his outside. It's Peters and Crafton together for the race lead.
Matt Crafton wound up tight in that high groove. He'll surge around the outside lane. Room to cross over if he chooses to do so. For the moment, he does not. He'll stay in that outside groove. Jones now to a battle for second.
Here comes the inside line, back to the bottom, led by Timothy Peters. Crafton couldn't come over if he wanted to because Peters is there, side by side for the lead at Talladega.
And it's going to be Timothy Peters now inching out front, this time in turn 3. But Matt Crafton trying to keep that momentum wound up in the outside lane. Still locked up side by side at the front of the field. Row number 2, Johnny Sauter to the inside of Eric Jones.
Interesting, just like the restart, Jeff, a few moments ago, half the field lined up behind Timothy Peters.
From Johnny Sauter.
Johnny Sauter is giving Timothy Peters all he can stand in the drafting department, but so is Eric Jones to Matt Crafton. Crafton now bend around in front. Peters back to the bottom. 2 by 2 for the lead in 3.
Back and forth at the front of the field. It's Timothy Peters for the moment at the point, but here comes Matt Crafton getting it wound up again in that outside lane. By the time they come off of turn number 4, it's Crafton out front with tracking help from Eric Jones.
Once again, they are side by side, racing back into the trial for Matt Crafton and he's out pushing Crafton to the outside lane. He'll push him right to the lead, and Jones goes to second.
Now the outside lane really moves. Crafton will drop to the bottom with the lead. Jones to the bottom with second. Brian Keselowski wedges his way into the low groove in front of Timothy Peters. He now is on to third.
So hold your breath moment right there as Keselowski wedges his way in line on the bottom. That leaves Spencer Gallagher to lead the outside with Christopher Bell right behind him on his tailgate in 3.
Just trying to hang on to the top 5, side by side with Timothy Peters for 4th. Now Johnny Sauter to the inside for 5th. Outside lane, backsliding just a bit.